Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the green room where I will be painting the edges of this wall. Painting the edges of this wall and just letting my mind go free. Maybe I should close this door, get a little more acoustics. I won't be really looking at the screen much. So if you comment, um, I'll read it later. This is a good activity when you're trying to make sense out of life. Painting is very meditative, especially when you're dealing with colors. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm trying to figure out life because life makes a lot of sense. I mean, I don't know the reason life was created, but the mechanics of life make a lot of sense. And it makes a lot of sense when I think of why humanity it goes through the challenge that it goes through and seems like a constant um when humans experience peace, it seems to be always like something temporary, almost as if conflict is inevitable to return. So I guess my question is conflict inevitable? Is conflict inevitable? Is conflict part of life? Who knows? But when I'm painting here, I'm having no conflicts. So there are, even though my life is chaos outside of this, there's a moment of peace. The green room. I got to do another coat because you can see through, it's bleeding through a little bit. Um, yeah. So what are we really doing, guys? Where are we headed? I mean, what's going on? Seems like every life is a silent storm. Everyone is going through something, most likely going through it alone. That's why mental health is such a big problem in America today. And I would say Western culture in general, because we're so isolated from each other. We're so isolated from each other. I would consider myself one of those people that really has no one to go to. And I live in gratitude because that's just the walk that I choose. Um, so I choose not to have a victim mindset, but um, I do understand that uh, I I know the position some people can be in. They no longer want to live when they want to give up at something. I feel that, and a lot of it is it's almost justified because there's an unfairness to life. It's an unfairness to life. It seems to be in everyone's hearts, and we need to correct that. We need to make life better for everyone. That's what's in my head right now. I don't give a shit. I I'd rather go through these videos that are gonna allow me to begin to um externalize what I have inside, rather than continue doing what I'm doing, which is I've been waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. The years have passed, and I grew grace waiting for the perfect moment to talk to you fucking people. And now um, I'm still not ready, but I'm doing it. And I'm doing it because everything that I was expecting for was an illusion. I was waiting for me. I was waiting for me to have the clarity. The clarity was waiting for me to have the order in life. So there was a combination of, this was a chain of work that I had to do in myself to be able to be ready. But the whole time I was expecting it to come in another form. I was expecting a feeling of confidence that I still don't have, right? But I'm facing you guys. There's nine of you. One like, um, I'm doing this while I'm still trying to figure out life. And I guess what we fear the most is being wrong in the things that we say. Maybe that's why most of us, those of us that are extroverted, because I'm not an extrovert, but I'm extroverted when it comes to sharing myself and what I'm thinking. I think it's tied to a series of things, some of it childhood stuff, um, um, people pleasing. I think I was brought up to people please and to make sure that people weren't disappointed. Um, that creates um, that creates indecisive adults. So when you are forced to you're forced to please as a child, that creates adults that are basically spineless. I mean, not saying weak, but unable to determine the course of their own lives because they don't know if at any given time they're going to be displeasing someone or something, right? And that can be connected to shame. Right? Shame is one of the things that forms inside of the mind of a people pleaser because you're not going to be perfect, but every imperfection you're amplifying it because oh my God, what are they going to say? What are they going to think? I'm such a failure. And then with time, you begin to then question your thoughts. It gets to the point that you don't even want to make decisions because you feel that, um, you feel like it's easier to just not make decisions than to live with the pressure and the stress of always making the right decision. This is volunteer work, by the way. I'm at a center for kids. We're painting different colors. So there's a purple room, there's a yellow room. Um, Anywho, I don't have a specific topic. I'm just going off my head. So unless you're bored doing nothing, this is probably not the live for you. But here we are, live from the green room. And whoever is watching, big shout out. Whoever's watching, big shout out. Um, I can't wait to really give this channel shape. Please subscribe. Because I have a lot. I've built worlds under the covers for so many years, and now it's all gonna come to fruition. So many beautiful things happening, and I really want to make sure that I stay humble in the process. That's why I created this channel, which is really away from away from anyone I know. This channel doesn't go to. I have no one that I know in this channel, and which I don't mind if that was it, but I think it's a little better. Um, its reason being, let's unpack that. Let's unpack that. Why is it better for me to speak to strangers? Um, to speak to strangers than the people that I know when it comes to liberating my expression and all that. It's because people typically live in the past, so they will hold a framed conception of you and their experience with you, even if it was a long time ago, you know. And we all know that a long time ago, we all have done things that we regret. So, not I won't say we regret, but just things that you know were not thought out or mature. But anyways, people that judge you from your past will entrap you in your past. This is the wrong brush for this for sure. Feels like the bristles are too far from each other. The people that judge your past and trap you in your past, and then what happens is when you're interacting with them, that's what you're gonna reflect back. So you're gonna feel trapped in the person you used to be when you are around people that are familiar with the person you used to be, and they're looking at the person you used to be, not necessarily the person you're becoming. Right? So they're talking to the person you used to be and not to you. And they're addressing and they're making their assumptions based on the person you used to be. They're pretty much trapping you in there. Right? So it's very important that if you want to change, um, that you seek some level of isolation, that you learn how to enjoy your solitude. Hold on, I'm getting a little piece right here between the switches. All right. Anyway, if you guys have it, if there's anybody that has a particular topic, you know, we can talk about anything. There's so much going on. We got the war. Let's think of that war. What's up with everything, really? What what is up with everything, really? We're going to war. Seems like a cartoon war. Those people are making so many videos, animations. That's how they're fighting the war. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie. They're sending a lot of truth to those videos. And I'm not political. I'm not one to go vote. So I don't care who's in power. But internationally, I feel like we stepped into a puddle. Let's say, or maybe not. Maybe we thought we were stepping into a puddle when we have stepped into an ocean. But that's not here nor there. By the time we find out what really happens, we'll be so deep in it. We'll be so deep in this war by the time people find out what really was happening. We'll be so deep that we can't get out. I mean, that's really where we are now. We're so deep in it, we can't get out. And thank you for your service to those that I served. You're welcome. Thank you for your service. But I'm glad I'm not serving in these times where it seems like the wars are happening a little more often. The justification is a little less justified. Um, and with every confrontation, it becomes more like that. So the question is, where does it end? We're invading Cuba next. Cuba, we're invading Cuba, we're invading Greenland. We're gonna make Venezuela the 51st state. That's impressive, you know? That's impressive. So we're gonna have to make English the official language. Maybe then Colombia can become the 52nd state. Just absorb everything, huh? Maybe also fix the bridges in the US. Maybe also modernize the railroad system in the US at the same time. Like while we're taking over every country in the world, we also kind of do some work inside of the US, right? Kind of modernize the railway system. You know, the way I hear people talking about China, we should be ashamed that they have a better transportation system than us. You know, we're so emphatic about how much better we are, but it's like the average citizen doesn't even give a crap that they are about 40 years ahead of us when it comes to public transportation. So do we really care, or is it all hype? I think it's all hype. I don't think people care that much. Not enough to ask questions. Not enough to ask questions. Deep down inside, people know that if they ask questions, they're not gonna like the answers. So people don't ask questions as long as you can identify with a group and you can join some sort of group think, then you don't really need to understand anything because you will make a point via the numbers. Even though you may not understand the point you think you're making or whatnot. But I mean that's the hypocrisy we're living. We like it, seem to like it. Either that or we're just not outraged enough at it. You know, I try to be as objective as possible. But then we're living times where some of the players are making their intentions too obvious, you know, and sketchy and self-serving. So, anyways, I'm here in the green room. Feel free to subscribe. After this, I'm going to the purple room. Um, I've been letting go of people. I gotta say that I've been letting go of people that I never thought I was gonna let go. Some of the people that I thought were in my life permanently had to I've had to just um, distance myself from. It's happening progressively, more and more. Um, it's like I'm living a particular time where my life is supposed to be almost cleared of all content. Literally. I mean, nothing in my life is the same it was 2 years ago. Nothing. I'm embracing it. You know, it hurts because you see so many things leave you that you kind of want to stay, but they got to go. And most of the time, it's not personal. It's just destiny for you now. It's just destiny playing out. If you've lost anything, you know what I'm talking about, or if you've lived through the fear of losing something, you know. But sometimes we think we're losing something, but we're not really losing it. It's either things that were never ours, and we had a certain attachment to it, but it was never ours, right? So it's just self-correcting, and we are the ones that need to catch on to that. So we're not losing anything. But sometimes things go away to come back later. It's another thing that the main thing is to not have expectations, because with expectations come disappointments, right? I'm almost done, and I'm gonna turn it off. I just got a little bit on the top panel, on the black panel. I gotta clean it. All right, so I'm just gonna put this out and look at feedback. I'm trying to create the flow of this channel. Please subscribe. Let me know everything I'm doing wrong, because I'm just tuning in so I can start delivering. Right now, it's just placeholder content. I'm just getting comfortable with the camera. But this is not a gimmick. I have a lot to share. And yeah, so I hope you subscribe and connect with y'all there.